Burna Boy. Burna Boy. The rise, maybe the fall, certainly the decline of Burna Boy. Welcome to Naijaman's Perspective, where I break down entertainment, news, politics, culture, and everything all in between. So, back to Burna Boy. Burna Boy needs no introduction. He's a global icon, a global artist, Afrobeats artist, great body of work, talented, enigmatic, troublesome, one of the best live performers we've had, but very, very arrogant. Very arrogant. And that's the topic of today's show. How arrogance can be that stumbling block to sustaining grace or falling from grace. So a couple of weeks ago, you may be aware, Burna Boy was in the US performing. I was at a concert, and that concert seems to be still filling up. He was, it was a short clip.
You over there with your girl sleeping in front of me. This is me the fuck off, man. You understand? So please take that the fuck off. Fast now. Take her home. Bro, I'm not doing no more song until you take her home, bro. Real life. Alright, take her the fucking piss, bro. Bro, hurry up, man. Wallahi, I'm not doing another song till you go home. Wallahi.
And he stopped the show and he told the lady in question to leave the show. I have never ever seen anything like it before. I've seen Michael Jackson in concert, not physically, but like on TV, Prince, Whitney Houston, and some of the greats, Fela of Blessed Memory, some of the great musicians. And I have never seen, I've seen people go up on the stage, and it's not even the artist that pushes those people off the stage. It's security. So security just come and then they whisk the person and get the person off the stage. So the artist doesn't even have to say anything because security know their job. Now, I read somewhere that Burna Boy said that incident was due to PTSD and is doubled down on the events, pretty much blaming the lady for sleeping at his show. And the lady allegedly came up with a statement saying she was going through some situation, etc., and she just went to the concert. And Burna Boy tickets are not cheap, as it should be for somebody of his status. His tickets are not cheap. They're quite expensive. He does put on a show. But he is badly behaved. And when you bite the hand that feeds you, your fans pay a decent amount to come and watch you perform. They pay a decent amount. These tickets are not cheap. They wait for you. They queue. They follow all the protocols. They're not only going to come there to watch you perform, they're also going to use their hard-earned money to buy food and sometimes memorabilia at the event, maybe t-shirts, etc. And they just want their night made. Some is the highlight of their year, especially the younger ones. That I was at my favorite artist's show. And you pick one of those people. Apparently, it's not the first time this has happened. This is just the latest of events. This is not the first time this has happened. And you tell that lady to leave and say it's PTSD. PTSD. Somebody came up onto the stage. Did she come up onto the stage? No, she didn't come up onto the stage. She was there sitting down sleeping. So if all performers, let's even take music to one side, if all performers, boxers, all live performers, tennis players, so if a tennis player is playing tennis, is about to serve, right? Is about to serve, and he sees somebody sleeping in the crowd like that, the tennis player is going to stop, walk to the umpire and tell the umpire, that person there, please tell them to get up. They're sleeping at my tennis match. I mean, how ridiculous is that? How ridiculous is that? How absolutely ridiculous is that? But it boils down to the beginning of what I said. Arrogance. He's believing, and he has been believing his hype for so long because he's good at what he does. But he's forgotten where he's come from. He's forgotten how long it took him to blow. He wasn't an overnight sensation like some of his peers. He was in the underground circuit. It changed his sound a few times. If you're a Burna Boy fan, you know what I'm talking about. He's changed his sound a few times. And finally got this particular sound that he has that just worked for him with the yeah and all those kind of songs that people just absolutely loved. And like I said, he's fantastic live. So I'm not surprised that he sells out shows. But that is not an excuse. His talent is not an excuse for his behavior. Talent is never an excuse for behavior, for a bad behavior. And he has behaved badly. And I'm yet to see a constructive apology to the lady or for his behavior. And I'm not surprised. I am not surprised that there's been cancelled tickets and cancelled shows. And I think there's going to be more. And I think the backlash is good. I think what Americans are doing is good. There are reports of him cancelling it. There are also reports of people boycotting the shows and asking for refund. Whatever the reason is, there has been a backlash. And it might be other types of backlash that come on the back of this if he does not tender an unreserved apology. I know his legal team might not want him to apologize to the lady because that could open him to lawsuits, but he's still going to suffer financially one way or the other. If he doesn't do it, he's already suffering from the cancel. So let me break it down, what this is going to do and what this means. Because some people are saying, oh, it doesn't mean anything. Look, Michael Jackson, the late Michael Jackson was cancelled. It turned out that he was found not guilty of the crimes that they said he did to those boys. But did that bring his name back to where it was? No, some people still believe he did it, even though the court system said he didn't do it. So that's the power of cancellation, especially now in social media era. Now, I'm not a fan of cancellation myself, but when you're behaving badly to your fans are eventually going to turn away from you. They're going to stop watching you. You're not the only talented singer. You're not the only talented artist. There are other singers, there are other artists. Somebody that are giving birth today is going to be a singer in 20 years' time. Because their parents are going to put them through, or their talent is going to find them, or they're going to sing at church or something, and people are going to say, no, this person is a singer. So that's what I meant by he's already in decline. Because he's already in his 30s, and usually around the 34, 35 mark, we start to see a decline in album sales. We start to see a decline in hits. We start to see a decline and an upward projection on the other side with the new artists coming up. And we're already seeing that with Rema, we're seeing that with Thames, we're seeing that with Ariana Star, We're seeing that with Charlie Poppy. We're seeing that with so many, not just Nigerian artists, but globally. Tyler. Global artists, younger artists doing it, doing a fantastic job at performing. So it's not just you. And then you're just disrespecting your core bread and butter, which is concerts. Last time I checked, that's where he makes the bulk of his money. Not from streaming, not from endorsements, not even from private parties. It's from these shows. American shows are the most lucrative. They may not pay the absolute highest, but in terms of the sheer number of states, you have 50 states. So let's say you go to Dubai now, and maybe, okay, you do, how many concert dates are you going to get in Dubai? How many are you going to get in Doha? How many are you going to get in Sharjah? How many are you going to get in the other 4 Emirates? In America, you can literally do 5 shows per state and do 30 states. That's 150 states, cities that you can do in a 9-month period. You will make a lot of money as a global artist. Take a break, go to another continent like Europe. Do another tour in Europe. Go to Australia. He was in Australia some time back because my friend went to the concert. Literally go globally and make your money. But you have to respect the people that are coming to watch you. And I was very, very disappointed about his behavior in this. And like I said, this is the latest of different things that he's been doing. You know, some time back, the whole shooting at a nightclub, you know, and then other just random funny statements. And I don't mean funny in like ha ha ha, I'm like funny like, why are you saying these things? Why are you saying these things? You are alienating the very people that are putting food in your belly. And you're not just alienating them, you're down, you're disrespecting them. I read a comment that you also said about something about broke people. Who are the broke people? You only like rich people. If you think it's just rich people that are coming to your concerts, the vast majority of the people that are coming to your concerts, that's Burna Boy, are not rich people. These are students, these are university students, these are young professionals that probably saved to buy your ticket or did an extra shift at work or treating themselves to a birthday. They're not people with millions of dollars. I'm not saying rich people don't come to your concert, but that can't be the bulk of the people coming to your concert. The bulk of the people coming to your concert are working class, middle class people, not wealthy people. So there should be no parallel about whether somebody is rich or poor when it comes to them consuming your music. Are you making music for rich people or are you making music for people? And arrogance is pride's older brother. With arrogance, it's really, really bad. Before you can come back to earth, it usually will be disgrace. And people are not happy. He still has a little bit of time. It's getting late. He has a little bit of time to redeem himself. Because once the people turn, it's happened so many times. So many artists who went down this road. And they just thought, oh, I'm just going to do the next album. They do the next album. Guess what? That next album is even better than this album. And everybody's like, I'm not going to listen to him. And then you start to have those empty seats. And what empty seats does is it makes promoters nervous. So why does it make promoters nervous? If you have a 50,000 capacity stadium, and the promoter knows that because of what is happening right now, there were maybe 5,000 or 4,000 empty seats. So that takes it down to 45, right? With the backlash, maybe you lose another 5 to 10,000. So you're literally going down to 35,000 capacity. So the next time you want to play in an avenue that is 50,000, a promoter is going to say, no, we're not going to book you in a 50,000 capacity because we want to sell out. We're going to go for somebody else. We're going to go for another artist that can fill that 50,000. We'll put you in 30,000. You say no. And not only are we going to put you in 30,000, but we're going to slash your fees. Whatever you were getting, we're going to reduce it because of the risk. And we're going to make you sign all these things. You can't disrespect it, you know. I can't even imagine that I'm even suggesting this, that a promoter would say that, sign that you can't tell somebody to leave. I mean, where did he put it on a ticket that you can't sleep? If they want to sleep, let them sleep. As long as they're not disrupting the concert. They're not disrupting the person next to them. So if I go to a cinema now and I'm sleeping at a cinema, so the people who are selling the tickets in the cinema can come and tap me on the shoulder and say, you have to leave the cinema. It's a different case if I'm snoring and everybody else can't watch. Yeah, the person next to me can tap me. It's fair to say, you know, you're disturbing my peace. But if I'm sleeping and there's no sound coming out of my mouth, let me sleep. If she was snoring in a loud stadium, are you telling me that Burna Boy heard her snoring and told her to leave the show? Of course not. Of course not. This is very, very disappointing by Burna Boy. I think he's in decline. I think if he doesn't manage this properly, okay, let me talk about the positives. How can he manage this positively? Although time is going, he can come up with a statement, heartfelt, real, genuine statement, address the situation, address the girl or the lady in question, apologize to her, apologize to your fans, but make it about her more and mention that this won't happen again. Don't blame it on PTSD or any of that stuff. No, it's just bad behavior. You were badly behaved. You thought that you could do anything and get away with it because of the places, Coachella, Glastonbury, O2, Royal Albert Hall, Madison Square Gardens, and all the other places that you sold at, the awards, the Grammys and everything. But I'll tell you what, all that will go like this. We saw it with the late Michael Jackson. We saw it with the late Michael Jackson. We saw how Sony didn't promote the Invincible album, his last album in 2001. They didn't want to touch it. They didn't want to touch it. Or they was on a label. They only had one video, I think. You Rock My World was probably the only video. Michael Jackson album before, you have about 4 or 5 videos. Fantastic videos. They only had one video. They barely promoted that album because it was cancelled. It was cancelled. Even though, as we know, it was innocent, but it was cancelled. That's a man that had a lot of grace. So grace is not your birthright. It comes, you handle it. If you don't handle it well, it will go. It will go to somebody else. We've seen too many examples, but if you embrace it properly, if you respect the people who love your work, you give them back that love. You respect their time. They could have been anywhere else in the world, but they chose to be listening to you. That's a powerful thing. And then you disrespect them. Listen, I'm going to leave this one here now. If you're new to my channel, Naijaman's Perspective, please subscribe, like, share, comment. I'd like to hear your comments on this one. You think I'm right? You think I'm wrong? It doesn't matter. Leave your comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one.